How's it going, Flaming Hot Dorito Duck and Sup Dog and Constellations? How's it going? Doing good, just doing some late night drawing.
YouTube commercials.
Well, it'll be up on my channel, you know, to watch later if you care to do it that way. Haley, thank you. Dan, brother, how are you, man? Bethany Carter, how are you?
The original is my go-to, but the spicy filet lives up to the hype. Hey, it's Jillian, and a little thing I love.
It's just characters, just my own characters. Bethany, just comic characters that I'm working out the designs on. So just trying to figure out how they're going to look, and no better way to do that than just start drawing them. Byron, I got your second attempt at getting that book to you in the mail today. I've got a tracking number for all of them this time. I don't have them on me, they're in the other room, but we'll be able to track it. Bethany, you live in Lubbock? Awesome. I'm just here in old Utah.
Honey Nut Cheerio choo-choo train.
Ever wondered why Tommy's Express doesn't freeze-spray cars? Let's take a closer look.
Bethany, you're saying how long did it take? Are you talking to me to draw this thing? Are you asking me? I mean, the penciling job of this took me probably about 2 hours. So, Nickel, you have a Mint Contender Comics issue #1, Bluntman and Chronic from the 90s. How much did you sell it for? Yeah, comics aren't worth shit, dude. Not really. But it's worth exactly as much as someone is willing to pay for it. You could put $10,000 on it if you want, but no one's going to buy it. And there ain't no Bluntman and Chronic comic worth anything like real money. So it's all about properly adjusted kind of expectations. You don't really have anything there. Trust me. There's not a big market for Bluntman and Chronic comics for money. Like, I like Kevin Smith, and I've got a lot of those books, and they're funny, but they're not worth money, you know what I mean? Modern comics are not worth shit. In terms of, like, financial windfall. Bethany, that's a lot of. It's not really a lot of time. 2 hours to draw this in pencil. That's actually not a lot of time at all. But by the time I get done inking it, you know, it could be 4 or 5 hours total. It just depends on how much time I put into it. Good to hear, Byron. Hope you're having a good time. No, Dan, I have not. I just kind of haven't had the right moment ever since I got it. I've had people wanting me to get copies of them, so I've spent a lot of my kind of free time getting packages in the mail. And I was hoping to catch Jessica on a time to flip through it with her, but she's been so buried with her kids. So I haven't decided when, but I need to. I want to. Probably this week sometime, I would guess, before the convention this weekend. I guess I should decide on a day and put up an announcement for all those who have been regulars if they want to kind of stop in and see the flip through of the completed work that I've been working on for the last year.
Perfecting your swing is hard.
Nice shot, Dad.
Mother.
Oh, I won't sell out, Dan. I never have, and I never will. There's not that big. There's a bigger demand online than there is at the convention. So, I mean, by all means, whenever you're interested, hit me up. Like, believe me, if I sell out, I'll have more than enough money to order more. But I have never sold out of my first batch ever within a week or two of getting it. It usually takes a couple of months to get it close to selling out of them. And again, most of the interest is from people online. It's not at the convention. I'll have probably 3 or 4 people who are looking for me if I'm lucky, and then maybe some passersby who don't know about it that might be like, oh, that looks interesting. We'll see. But yeah, I won't sell out. Not that I don't want to. Yeah, that's fair, but the amount of people who will be at this convention that know me there, I think is... like, I know 2 people who know me from the channel will be there, and that'll be Jessica and Courtney. And that's all for sure. So, I mean, I get your point. I really do. But... if all goes lucky, I'll just be spending a bunch of time doing some commissions and making a few bucks that way. Ugh. Thanks, Dan. Good to talk to you, man.
Unwrap the small bar. Kinder chocolate.
That's because of the physical sport. There's so many times that
What's up, Zip? Just something to listen to, man.
From now through September at Cypress Credit Union, open a business checking account and get $100.
It was Star Wars. That one was. Now just changed over to something else. But yeah, it was.
With Swiffer Duster, you get a clean, even hum cruiser. Swiffer, the mother of all cleans.
The excellence of driving a Buick is matched by the excellence of the dealership experience when you own a Buick.
JRR, you say inking is your favorite part. It's kind of mine too, even though I'm not a very good inker. I'm always striving to be, but it's when it all kind of comes together as a final thing. And sometimes you get lucky and you really nail it, and sometimes you don't, but it's why we keep trying, right? Dominic Powell, whenever I do inking, do I use pens all the time or half pens, half brushes? It just depends on the day. Often I use the dip pen, the Hunt 102, like this, dipping in actual ink. And then a lot of other times I'll use a regular brush. And then I have microns and the Pitt pen like this. It just depends on what I'm doing and how serious I want to take it and how I'm feeling at the moment. So I use all kinds of stuff. Nonki, I have no idea who Makari? No idea. Yeah, it's just a collection of just different movie music in the background. Bum, bum. That's right, JR. Not a lot of people recognize these guys. You might be the first that I'm aware of that knew who I was listening to. Yeah, I've heard the Metallica covers. I've actually seen them live in concert. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, I just kind of I had an old guy at my job. This old guy in his 60s. He heard me listening to some music at work. He's like, "You might like this." He told me to look this up. I was like, "Holy shit, dude, these are awesome." He's like, "I know, right? Aren't they great?"
What's different about you? It's Chevron with Tech Run. I'm feeling so good. I'm getting a vehicle mileage and working on keys. Come on, what?
tape trading. Yeah, right. When you'd hear something awesome, so you just record it. Like hit record on your machine, play and record at the same time or whatever. And make your own mixtapes of shit. Yeah, music was very different. And it is nice when you kind of run into something you didn't know was super awesome. Anytime I find anything that's new and I love it, and I look it up, it's already been out for several years. Jay says, comics, how's it going? Thank you. It's your weekend, Jay says. It's a start of 9 days off for me. I'm on vacation, so I'm having a good start myself. JR, you say that I inspire you to keep cracking open the sketchbook. Well, I mean, I take that as a big compliment because, drawing's just a great thing. And I've heard a couple people say before that, they've been kind of inspired to get drawing again, and that I helped them do that when they watch my channel or my live stream. So I appreciate that. It's very it's humbling to hear anybody say that. It's going good. I've had a good start. I had a good Friday night. I had a good Saturday night tonight. I went to this fall festival thing. There was music and street vendors and crafts and stuff. It was really awesome. I'm prepping for a comic convention to go to. I've got a table in Artist Alley next weekend, so looking forward to that. Oh, JR, I never travel for conventions. I'm not popular enough by any stretch of the imagination to be able to afford to do that. So I just go to a local one here in Salt Lake in Utah. I can't afford to travel out of state because I'm a nobody. And money is a big consideration for everybody. Well, I mean, I appreciate it, but in terms of like making enough money to be able to travel to do this stuff, yeah, I'm not even close to being on that level. JR, you draw, you paint, tattoo, sculpt. Your dream is one day to see the world. That sounds like a great kind of dream to me, man. In the same way. Jesus, you just want to show the world your work. That's what you're inspired and dream of doing. I get it. That's kind of me. You know, I like to draw and create things, and you know, I kind of want to be able to have people see the stuff I do and see if it's any good and see if people get any kind of entertainment value out of it. It's not like I do this just for myself. I make it and I want people to see it. So the YouTube channel seemed like a good way to see if I can't make that happen a little bit. It's kind of worked out. Well, thanks, JR. I appreciate it. I'm average, you know. I'm all right. Just a guy who just draws on his own and makes his own stupid books and hopes to do a crowdfunder in the near future and see if I can't get any headway on that. It's possible. Nate, oi! There's no Jessica here. It's just my dumbass, you Australian. Yeah, thanks, Nate. It's awesome to finally have that final book in hand. Let me grab a copy right here. Yeah. It's so damn thick, dude. It's so huge. Oh my god. So many pages. It's so weird to see this artwork in a final book because I've spent so much time working on it. And now to see it finally put together. And I remember all these nights and, you know, on constant live streams drawing with all you guys watching. And it's finally done, you know. I found a couple of, like, lettering errors already that I'm kind of pissed off at myself for, but you know, Nate, I thought about doing that, but I didn't. Chuck's pages stand out like a motherfucker, in my opinion. I don't think it'll be any question when anybody runs across it, when they're like, something about this looks very different. Like, to me, it stands out. I probably should have done a page list of Chuck's inks, but I didn't. He might punch me in the dick for that, but... Yeah, the guy who I had do the color on the back cover did a really good job. That was money well spent. JR, so, I mean, this is volume 6. Let me grab them. Got my one copy of volume 5. But yeah, so I got book 1, 2, 3, book 4. I've got volume 5. It's just kind of out of reach at the moment, and then volume 6. So it's all these books plus another one that's about as thick as this one. So it's a huge pile of books. So I've got them available. I'm currently out of volume 3, but it's on order and should show up any day, and I'll be restocked on it. But I've got 6 volumes. I basically asked $20 a piece. Which can get up there in price, I know, but yeah, Nate, I'm going to sell them at the convention. I do it all the time. I got a couple of people that come looking for them. They're like, "Do you got the new volume, dude?" And yeah, Jay says it's a He-Man fan fiction. You don't really have to be a fan of it. Specifically, like, it helps if you're a fan of it. Because you kind of know the lore that we're talking about. But it's more of just a sci-fi fantasy thing that was a kid's cartoon, and I took it in a more adult kind of direction. JR, you basically just have to get with me. People usually contact me through Facebook or Instagram, and we just kind of work it out on PayPal. This is basically, I don't have like an Etsy shop set up. I really should. Sanadanyam. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't translate what you said, unfortunately. Nate, why does everyone say that? It's kind of the same thing. These are the alternate versions. These are the characters I want to do next. I want to do versions of these characters that I can call my own and do whatever I want with them, which is the plan. I know, dude. I know. I'm not. I appreciate a good troll. Langley, it's so. If you ask about the idea behind my He-Man fan fiction, it's me taking the original '80s cartoon and doing a version of it, continuing the stories that adult me would want to watch. Because the old '80s cartoon is very much for kids. It's very, very much for little, 10-year-old boys of the 1980s. But I thought there was enough of an interesting idea in the concept that I wanted to do a more adult version that I would like to see. So it's more Conan the Barbarian, and it's more serious. There's death, there's a little sex, there's violence, lots of violence. But like I said, it's what adult me would want to see. I made the thing I've wanted to see. Yeah, I was a total 80s kid. And in my book, it crosses over a little bit with some other 80s properties, including Thundercats, Voltron, and Transformers. I'm glad you like my Liefeld rant videos, dude. They're fun to do. People seem to get some enjoyment out of them. What's up, Ginger Bear? Nate, no, I haven't watched Penguin. I don't know if I'm going to. I might. We'll see. I'm waiting to see what kind of the general consensus is. The Deadpool team-up's first issue. I want to get my hands on it. I'm sure it's just amazing. I've seen some people do reviews of it online already, and I'm like, this is so lazy. The drunk video. We are not supposed to mention Rob's drunk video. As funny as it was.
That's right. I got in.
Oh no, it's fine mentioning it, Jay says. So Ginger, if you just search my channel, if you go into the search bar and type in Robert Norton and probably Deadpool or Rob Liefeld, because it's the Deadpool Bad Blood. It's me and my younger brother. We get together, we get drunk off our fucking asses and just talk like a bunch of drunken idiots about it. It's something, all right. Yeah, you recognize the Tron. Yeah, hell yeah. I wish that last Tron sequel was as good as I wanted it to be, but it wasn't.
I got in.
Yeah, man, you'll have a different thought of me when you hear my dumb drunken ass. I tell my brother to shut up like 60 times. I'm like, hey, shut up. Anyway, in this Deadpool comic, it sucks. It's like half hour, 45 minutes of that. Byron, I honestly can't remember. I guess I could look it up just right here. I got my other phone playing the music. Let me search. My own name, Robert Norton, Deadpool. Oops, spelled that wrong. Yeah, it's the first one comes up. It says, Drunken Deadpool Bad Blood Review. I'm sorry for every stupid thing we said. So it's the first thing that comes up. Jason, no, I live in a mobile home, and my roommate wasn't here at the time, so it was just me and my brother. So we were being obnoxious to nobody but ourselves and then the wider universe who watches it. Luis Riviera, no, this is just me. I'm just basically working out designs for like the future alternate version of the He-Man characters. The final 4 characters get transported to an alternate dimension, and it changes them in form and substance, and they become characters that I can own. So I'm going to reshape them so they look different, but familiar enough. If you've read the He-Man comics, you know who they're supposed to be. Because I've got stories to tell with these characters. Pardon my hiccup. I want to start filling in the blacks on these characters, but I'm trying to decide if I should ink the other guy over here. I think I'm going to start filling in some blacks. Once you go black, you never go back.
Look who's joining us for my favorite part of the day.
Yeah, I like doing metal textures and stuff. It doesn't always work out the way I want it to, but sometimes you get lucky and metal textures it's fun to do. That's why I clad a lot of them in metal. In fact, all of them got, like, this guy's metal top to bottom. This guy's got a lot. She's got metal armor. My little Japanese warrior here guy, he's the only one without metal part of his body except this weapon that he carries. The liquid metal weapon called the Tears of Grayskull. Yeah, I gotta say, the guy who I've been working with doing some digital inks for me, he does metal textures like unbelievable. Like, let's see. I don't know, it's probably not gonna show up very well. But like, see, this character's got this liquid metal weapon in his hand, and so he's practicing forming it in different shapes. Claws on his fingers. You can see the metal twisting around his hands and then around his arms as he learns to manipulate it, because it's a weapon that requires mental focus, and this guy's got that. And and then right here on this guy, like, look at the metal arm, the metal textures. That's my guy that's been collaborating with me, Chuck Gibson, doing the inks on that. His metal textures are just so good. Like on this helmet up here too. And then the final page in the book, it's probably the best thing we've ever done together. I'm glad somebody recognized the Bloodsport soundtrack. That's awesome. But yeah, see right here with the metal textures. And he does digital ink, so he's able to get in there and do some crazy stuff that's not impossible to do with traditional inks, but it's so much harder. But yeah, look at that swirling liquid metal weapon on his hand there. There's me, in case anybody's wondering. And then this is Jessica. She's like a collaborator that helped me put together the book. This gal right here, that's Danielle. She's this little mini bodybuilder. She did some art referencing for me in the book. Then those are my kids right there. Dedicated the book to them. And there's the first thing that Chuck ever inked for me. Digital inks back in December of last year. And his metal textures that he does, like it completely reinforms the way that I attempt to do them on my own now. And there's the back cover in black and white. George, another person recognized the Bloodsport music. That's funny. I love it. I don't know that I would recognize it, but I know it would be really familiar. I'd be like, what the hell is that? I know that. Yeah, is Bloodsport Van Damme's best movie? I think it is. Kumite, Kumite, right? Oh. Shidoshi, to keep an open mind. Shidoshi. Bloodsport, kickboxing, cyborg, hard target is great. You are next, right? Oh, it's so funny to hear Bolo Young. Like, that was not his voice. You break my record. Now I break you like I break your friend. Points at his knee. Break, not hit back. Now I want to watch Bloodsport. I haven't watched it in a minute. Now I'm like, now I want to watch it. Hey! Ashmi! Remember when Frank Dukes dropped to his butt and punched the big sumo wrestler guy right in the balls? not hit back. Dude on the left, on his left, looks like Silver Sam. Are you talking about the big guy? Or are you talking about my stuff? Sorry. Oh, the guy over here? Yeah, he's kind of like I think of him as kind of like a RoboCop character. Part human, but a lot machine now. Ginger Bear, you're gonna put on some Bloodsport. Hell yeah. I show you some trick or two. It's the American asshole. You want to know what's a great like martial art movie? Is Best of the Best. Any of you guys seen that movie? That movie is freaking great. Now, not a lot of people know about it. From the 90s. Like, it ends up going in a direction I did not expect as a kid. It's really good. It's got Eric Roberts in it, and the only movie role he's done that I really liked. Bloodsport and Batman. Are you talking about the Keaton Batman, the first one? Yeah, there's a couple movies I can do that, practically recite them word for word. The Transformers animated movie, I could probably quote it line for line right now. Best of the Best, yeah, it's so good. The way that it ended, like the conflict between the main protagonist and antagonist, didn't see that ending coming at all.
it's worth showing off, it's worth protecting. Add tech coverage to your USAA renters insurance and help protect your
A cartoon cuss, right? Yeah. Oh shit, what are we gonna do now? And then Ultra Magnus says, damn it, open. I'm aware of Jim Kata. I don't know if you know the Red Letter Media guys on YouTube, but I think they talked about it, and I think my parents rented it one time, and they tried to watch that crap, and I've seen parts of it, and then the reviews on the different channels. What a ridiculous show. The death of Optimus Prime and the rise of Rodimus had you for oh yeah, that final charge of Optimus Prime. Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost. And that song that plays, I legitimately, like, no bullshit. When I want to feel better, like if I'm having a down day, I will play the rock music score or the rock music soundtrack from the Transformers movie. Like the You've Got the Touch and all those other songs, and I just feel better. I feel happy. You know, it's this weird thing. But yeah, that last charge of Optimus Prime and that fight with Megatron. Let this mark the end of the Cybertronian wars as we march forward to a new age of peace and happiness. Till all are one. Dare to be stupid. Yeah, that's the first time I ever heard that song, and for the longest time, there was no song I'd ever heard in my life that had like a more energetic beat that made me want to go fast. Like I would want to drive fast or ride my bike fast or play, you know, it was like the notion of speed that, and then as I get older and pay attention to what the song's about, but that tune, Dare to Be Stupid, that is wild. There are not many other soundtracks that hit that way. Yeah, it just, and I mean that movie, that soundtrack, that it's just my childhood. It's just everything joyful about my childhood is right there in that Transformers movie. I still have a couple of my old Transformer toys. Ultra Magnus, I keep. I've got a reissue of Blaster and Hot Rod that are the original molds from the original toy line.
You better cook your chicken before they hatch. You better sell some wine before it's time. You better find yourself a next to scratch. You better squeeze all the shorter you can when Mr. Wiggle's not around. Stick your head in the microwave and get yourself a tan. Talk with your mouth full. Bite the hand that feeds you. Bite a road that you can chew. What can you do? Dare to be stupid. Take some wooden nickels. Look for Mr. Goodbar. Get it? Your mojo working now. I'll show you how. You can dare to be stupid. You can turn the other cheek. You can just give up the ship. You can eat a bunch of sushi then forget to leave a can. Dare to be stupid. Come on and dare to be stupid. It's so easy to do. Dare to be stupid. We're all waiting for you. Let's go. It's time to make a mountain out of a molehill. So can I have a volunteer? There's no more time for crying over spills milk. Now it's time for crying in your beer. Settle down, everybody join the PTA. Buy some sensible shoes and a Chevrolet. The party till you're broke and they drag you away. It's okay, you can dare to be stupid. It's like spitting on a fish. It's like barking up a tree. It's like I say you gotta buy one if you wanna get one free. Dare to be stupid. Yes. Why don't you dare to be stupid? It's so easy, so easy to do. We're all waiting for you. Dare to be stupid. Burn your candle at both ends. Look a gift horse in the mouth. Mashed potatoes can be your friends.
That line was mashed potatoes can be your
You
friend.
can be a Duffy achiever. You can sit around the house and watch the leave the fever. The future's up to you. So what you gonna do? Dare to be stupid. Dare to be stupid. What did I say? Dare to be stupid. Tell me what I said. Dare to be stupid. It's alright. Dare to be stupid. We can be stupid all night. Dare to be stupid. Come on, join the crowd. Dare to be stupid. Shout it out loud. Dare to be stupid. I can't hear you. Dare to be stupid. Okay, I can hear you now. Dare to be stupid. Let's go. Dare to be stupid. 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 Dare to be stupid.
Such a crazy song. But if there's one song that like epitomizes the Transformers,
With Frito-Lay Variety Pack. Sliding into your school day with
You got the touch.
like this song, as cheesy as it is, it legitimately makes me feel good. I feel happy when I listen to this. And it never fails to do so. Oh hell yeah, JR. You got straight A to get a new Transformer? Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Just what it takes, young fighter.
Finish him off, Prime. Do it now. You who are without mercy, now plead for it?
The taste you love is now available and gluten-free.
JR, you have a question how am I digitizing my hand-drawn works to production? I used to take everything to FedEx and scan them at the scanners that they have in their shop, but a couple months ago, though, I had one of my quote-unquote friends that I've made from the channel. He bought a bunch of artwork off me. And so I bought myself, with that money, I bought myself the first flatbed scanner I've ever had in my life. And it's a full 11x17 scanner. I got it just sitting on my desk over here next to my laptop. So I can now scan artwork at home without having to drive to FedEx. So I scan them, then I clean them up in Photoshop, letter them, that kind of thing. But basically just scan them. That's no other way to do it. Yeah, no problem. I don't mind. You know, I'll answer any question I can. It's so nice to just like step over there, lay the artwork on the glass, and scan it on my own, and not have to like go to a FedEx shop. Like, I can turn around stuff so much quicker now. I don't have to pay. One time I had a whole bunch of pages to scan, and I went with my one of my friends to his job. He's got access to a large flatbed scanner. He does like the archiving for a college, so I was able to go over with him, and we were able to just scan pages at his job. That was really convenient, but now I can just do it from the comfort of my own home. Man, when Optimus Prime died, messed with me. It's like childhood hero literally died a violent death on screen. Fucked with me.
You can turn this into this. With this ultimate sweepstakes, you can buy a clip pack and have a chance to win clips. Go
The other song that makes me feel happy. Yeah, I cried too. I got to see it in the theater with my older brother, and we were like, what the fuck did they just do? No way. But way.
Wonder how you keep going. Think of all the things I really meant, and the chances you. The fire in your heart is growing. You can fly if you try leaving the past behind. Heaven only knows what you might find. You can win if you dare. Everybody's trying to break your spirit, keeping you down. Seems like it's been forever. Oh, there's another voice in your just hearing, saying it's the last one. Looks like it's now or never. Out of the darkness, you stumble into the light. Fighting for the things you know are right.
Yeah, it was. I mean, just to take the show, like there were episodes where the Transformers got blown to pieces, and they were like fine. But in this show, I mean, in that assault on the shuttle, when they like, what is it, Huffer? He's like, Decepticons, and then Megatron yells, die Autobot, and like blows a hole through him, and he just drops dead. Or Prowl, was it? Where one of the Constructicons shot at him, and it blew a hole through him, and then he just stands there, and like fire comes out of his eyes and his mouth, and he drops dead. I remember going, there's no fucking way, but the way they're showing this, they're dying. Oh, it was so, I love it now. You know, I love that they had the balls to do that. And that's kind of where the premise for my He-Man fan comic comes from. I consider my He-Man fan comic the animated He-Man movie in the same vein as the Transformer movie, where violent things happened, characters die, the story moves into the future, and there's extreme violence and death. So that was kind of my idea for my He-Man fan comic, is to make the animated movie version like the Transformers. Yeah, the first time you felt real loss at the time. Yeah, it was like legitimately like we didn't know how to deal with it. You know, it was a big cultural thing. A lot of parents didn't understand why their kids were so attached to this big robotic semi-truck. But Optimus Prime was like the most badass leader. He was like this kind guy that you liked to be around, but he was also like the strongest, baddest mother effer ever. And he was just like the coolest he was Captain America. He's Superman. You know, he's the same kind of guy. And he fucking got screwed over because stupid Hot Rod got in the way. And he wouldn't shoot at him, you know, and risk hitting Hot Rod. But yeah, And then the way that when Megatron executed Ironhide, such heroic nonsense, and just blows him away. And then the last horrible death was Starscream getting blown away. Megatron, is that you? Here's a hint. The way he just like dissolved away. I don't think anybody else died in the show. Like we thought Ultra Magnus was going to die, but the Junkions just rubbed some jizz on him and he's back to life. So I'm like, oh, all right, well, I guess that's fixed. I guess blowing away, you know, characters is not a big deal if you're a Junkion. Yeah, poor Ironhide, man. Every time I look into a monitor, Prime, my circuits sizzle. But that's what I liked about the Transformers animated movie, is that this is what would happen with these people, with these characters. Like, they're not indestructible, and they're not immortal in it. They can get wounded and die. And they just finally started dropping, you know? I like that they had the balls to go that route. So like I said, that's why I did things the way I did in my Master's End fan comic. Like, the violence that gets done to some of the characters in issue 1, even I sometimes think I went too far. Like Skeletor, the premise is that Skeletor is so Skeletor is so sick of losing to He-Man, he leaves Eternia and goes in search of the most powerful weapons he can find. And he searches the multiverse. And when he returns, Skeletor brings back with him, he has the Eye of Thundera from the Thundercats mounted onto his own chest. He's in control of Lion Force Voltron, and the original pilots to Voltron are like rotting zombie corpses in their pilot seats, and Skeletor controls them. And we find out later that he brought Quintessons back with him and locked them away into Snake Mountain. The idea being that these Quintessons are the architects of the greatest war machines the universe has ever seen. Like, they built the Transformers. So he's like, I'll bring the Quintessons back and have him build machines for me. But before too long, Skeletor and He-Man ended up in their final battle. And, Skeletor immediately starts attacking Grayskull with Voltron. So He-Man shows up. So while He-Man is fighting Voltron, the Sorceress is taking on Skeletor. And Skeletor charges up his magical hand to make it energy, reaches inside of the Sorceress's body and pulls her soul out of her body and swallows it. And then he picks up a couple of rocks and explodes the sorceress's head. So now the sorceress drops dead, and that sends He-Man into a blind rage. So he picks up Voltron's sword, throws it at Voltron, stabs him in his guts, and so Voltron drops dead. And now it's the end conflict between He-Man and Skeletor. So Skeletor blasts this energy beam. Let me just get the book and I'll show you. We'll do a read along. So He-Man sees the sorceress's dead body and he screams at Skeletor. He's like, "I'll kill you." And so Skeletor yells, "Burn in hellfire, He-Man." So he blasts this energy wave. So He-Man gets enveloped in the energy. So He-Man just trudges his way through the blast, just walking through the energy beam that Skeletor's shooting out of his eyes. And remember that Skeletor's powered by the Thundercats weapon, the Eye of Thundera. So then He-Man reaches Skeletor, grabs him by the throat, and now He-Man's skin is burned off. So he looks like Darkman, and he reaches into Skeletor's chest and pulls his heart out. Just rips Skeletor's heart out. And then Skeletor erupts into a ball of energy, expelling the soul of the sorceress that he swallowed. So her spirit escapes and vanishes in a flash of like a giant flaming bird in the sky. And so now He-Man is left, and he takes Skeletor's body and burns it and mounts his skull inside Grayskull. And he's like, "I should have stopped him years ago, and I didn't. And because I didn't, all this happened because of me." So now he's like this burned corpse of a He-Man, and he's the guardian of Grayskull. And that's how book 1 ends. That's volume 1. So, and I took inspiration from the Transformers animated movie. I'm like, I want dark shit to happen, and I took it to a little bit of an extreme. I even had the end text after He-Man does his final, he defeats Skeletor, and the text is, "I am Adam, Prince of Eternia, and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull." Just like the original cartoon, Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull, I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only a few shared this secret, and together we defend Grayskull from the evil forces of Skeletor. But I have failed. Today he took everything from me. Because I chose never to stop him for good, he has finally crossed a line I never thought possible, and I had to kill him. I burn his body. I make a monument to him so I will never forget. His head, his still beating heart, and his new source of power. He murdered my closest friends. Who knows where he would have stopped, or if he would have stopped. And all this could have been avoided if I would have just made better choices long ago. Never again. I will not make the same mistake twice. I will stop evil where I see it. I won't let anyone harm my family or friends, not while I live. My battle with Skeletor has left me scarred, but it doesn't matter. The sorceress is dead. I am now the protector of Grayskull. I am now the guardian of its secrets and its vast powers. If anyone dares to attempt to enter these walls, it will be the last mistake they ever make. I am He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe." So that's volume 1, and I just spoiled it for you. And I've got 5 more. 5 more volumes. Oh, God. Yeah, I put a big tattered cape on him that he wears like a hood to kind of hide his like burned zombie looking face and his scarred body. In book 2, he sits in Grayskull several months later, and he hears a stomping at the exterior of Grayskull. He goes out to look, and it's Vehicle Force Voltron. And He-Man's like, oh shit. I think I know why he's here, because He-Man himself dropped Lion Force Voltron, and the non-functioning robotic form of the Lion Force Voltron is still sitting outside Grayskull with its sword in him. And so it's Vehicle Force Voltron. If you know the lore of the old cartoons, they've traversed universes to come pick up their fallen comrade. And so they reactivate Vehicle Force Voltron, and now both the Voltron machines are standing at Grayskull, and so He-Man screams at him. He's like, fine, if you're going to fight me, let's go. But the Voltrons just leave. They just fly off into the universe. And so He-Man says, I have a sense, though, I can't say why, that they are warriors for good. Perhaps they are protectors of their own world, defenders of their universe. So, no, the Vehicle Force Voltron does show up, and there's the threat that there will be a fight. Because He-Man in Volume 1 did fight the Lion Force Voltrons. But you thought there was going to be a fight, and there was not. But that is not the last time you see the Voltrons in the books. Book 4. Benny Blanco, how you doing? How about this for a spoiler? Lion-O, he comes in search of the Eye of Thundera that was taken from him. And he's wounded from his battle with Skeletor too. And he runs into Cringer. And it ends with Lion-O riding away on Battle Cat. Because now they've joined forces. We address Cringer in the book. And of course, She-Ra shows up to help her brother, because she finds out all these horrible things happened, but she didn't find out till long after, so she's kind of pissed. And he screams at her. He gets mad at her. That's what He-Man looks like now. So She-Ra travels to Snake Mountain because she's like, all the villains are dead, man. They're all gone. Like, you killed them all, so there's nothing to be afraid of. So she searches Snake Mountain, and then while she's searching the lower levels, the catacombs of Snake Mountain, she gets shot to the ground. She gets stunned, and she tries to pick herself up, but she can't move. Now she's unconscious. And then there's these texts from the dark. It says, this one is stronger than most of the organic creatures of this world. She must be strong. Most do not dare to enter this primitive fortress. Perhaps she is braver than most, or more foolish. And so they pick her up with their little tentacle arms, and she kind of comes to, and these creatures in the dark say, you have chosen poorly to come here this day. You shall be judged. Your life as it is at an end. And then they say, before the Imperial Magistrate reaches a verdict, would you like to beg for your life? It sometimes helps, but not often. And it's the Quintessons. And they're capturing She-Ra. Let me tell you, this page took me a long time to draw, because those Quintessons are a pain in the ass. They have 5 separate faces. Good Lord, did that take me forever. And then He-Man travels to Etheria, She-Ra's world, and he's gonna dispose of the villains of her world on his own. So there's He-Man, looking like Darkman. And he's telling all the Horde, the evil Horde, surrender now. And of course they don't. So there ensues this bloody battle between He-Man and the villains of She-Ra's cartoon, Hordak and the Evil Horde. It was one of my favorite things, the final battle between He-Man and Hordak. I know I'm spoiling all of this. Some of my favorite pages I drew is when He-Man returns to Grayskull. Like the shot of him coming through a portal, and then just his burned body as he's just shocked with who he's become. This last page is He-Man lost in thought. He says, "I think I am losing my mind along with my soul. I question if I ever had one, considering the things I have done. I lie here in agonizing pain, hoping that I will die from my wounds, thinking I may deserve it. But I know that I would do it all again to protect my family, my friends, all the innocent people that are threatened by the evil of Skeletor, the Horde, and all the horrible monsters out there that threaten us all. Someone has to stop them. Someone has to save it all. And I can do it. I am the most powerful man in the universe." And then it ends, the final page is Lion-O on top of Battle Cat at the gates of Grayskull. And that's the end of book 2. So, again, maybe I shouldn't be spoiling everything. What the fuck? Well, thanks, JR. I appreciate that. I mean, like I said, I'm just making the comic that I always would want to see. And I'm like, you'll never see He-Man crossover with the Thundercats in a... I mean, I think maybe they've done that in some comic books now, but I'm like, but they won't ever go as far as I want them to. They'll never have the balls to do anything really violent and weird, so... I'm like, I can make a fan comic, and ain't no one can tell me what the hell I can or can't do, because it's just a fan comic, so it doesn't matter. And against all logic, I make Fisto the hero of the story by the end of the final volume. Like one of the most laughable characters, but I turn him into a fucking badass, in my opinion. Well, I mean, I appreciate it, JR. Like I said, I'm making it the thing. I'm trying to make an interesting thing, and I'm just like, just make the thing, and some people might like it, some people might hate it, but I'm just like, just make the kind of comic and story I wanted to make, and it's taking me years, these 6 volumes. It takes a year to create one of these volumes, and I finally finished. Like, I just got the printed copies of Volume 6 in hand just last week. It's really surreal because I've been working on it for so long. And I finally told my story. And there's a complete work that you can read. So, it's just weird to be done with it. So people just hit me up, like I was saying, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. I have a PayPal. I ask $20 per book. The last book is $25 because it's 166 pages. It's so big, so I'm charging a little bit more for that one. So it's basically $125 for all of them, and I know that's kind of a lot. You know, it's a lot to ask, but I guess the only reason that I try to help validate that cost is that, like I said, you're getting this much work In fact, these are only 5. I don't have a copy of Volume 5 in my hand. I've got it in the other room. But you get a lot of stuff. You're not getting like a 22-page comic. You're getting 6 graphic novels. You know? So it's 20 per book, 25 for the last one, the most recent one. And then like $10 for shipping. And people just send it to me on PayPal. And like today, I got 8 packages in the mail. 2 of them were the entire set. 2 of them were volumes 4, 5, and 6. And then there was 4 packages that were like just book 6 itself. I appreciate that. I'm kind of the same way, you know. I've seen people's works that they're doing that I've picked up. I've supported some Kickstarters and stuff like that for stuff that I felt was genuinely worthwhile, you know. And again, I try to make them worth your while. Oh, pardon my yawning. I'm so sorry. You know, they are violent. There's a little sex in the books, but it's not pornography by any means. It's just the indication that characters got busy, and there's a little nudity, but there's no it's no porn. There's no fucking in it. But it's very violent. It's very bloody, and it's kind of a more quote unquote adult take on it. But that's what adult me wants to see. Kid me would like the cartoon. Adult me wants to read something like this. Yeah, well, like I said, this last book, I mean, I drew 147 pages of story in less than a year. That's a lot for a guy who has to work a regular job and maintain a YouTube channel and has a house and kids that I kind of share with my ex-wife, and just, you know, I'm just spending all my time right here at this desk building my YouTube channel and drawing my stupid fan fiction. So but I've gotten pretty good. I've never had anybody get back to me and said, this is the stupidest thing I've ever read, which I would actually be fine if they did. That's fair. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But so far I've been lucky enough that I've had very positive reactions to it. So, you know. But yeah, if you guys want to, mull it over and think about it, you can get to me if you're on Instagram. An easy way to contact me is there. If that's something, let me trying to pull it up so I could show you what my actual. But yeah, it's just Norton12013. That's me. So that's me. And again, I just have people do PayPal, and that's the only way I've got it set up to do it at the moment. I mean, I get what you're saying, JR. I do. But I don't have any other way to. I don't have like a shop set up or anything like that. So people just PayPal, and then I just mail out books. Like today, I literally took this picture today of all these books. I sent these out in the mail today. Oh, excuse me. I mean, Jared, if you wanted to do it that way, if you wanted to mail me, is that how that would work? You know, I'm open to, you know, find a way to make it work for you too. No, I get you, JR. I 100% understand. So I'm willing to, you know, whatever kind of we can come up with to make you make it work for you. I totally get it. Totally fine. So whatever, you know, would work for you. But yeah, if you want to, you know, do it that way, you can hit me up, whether just here on YouTube or by email or something like that. I'm getting ready to shut down this live stream. I'm about ready to pass out. Well, I appreciate it, man. I try, you know. Ain't no one hiring me for professional works, and so, you know, I'm okay, but I kind of just hope that the story that I craft makes it, like, all together kind of work for something that people would be interested in. But yeah, I'm about ready to shut down this live. I've been going for, what, 2.5 hours? Thanks, Byron. I appreciate it. My little workspace piled with comics and art. It's just a little tiny workspace. Yeah, no problem, JR. Yeah, just hit me up whenever you can and whatever you want to do, and we'll figure it out. No problem. But yeah, I'm gonna Yeah, it's a cozy, tiny little art studio space. It's getting overloaded with all the comics I have to dig out to do my channel, but I'm having fun. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna take off for now. So I'll probably be on again tomorrow, honestly. But I'm around Facebook, Instagram, blah blah blah. But yeah, Langley, thank you. Enjoyed chatting with you. I appreciate it. Byron, thank you. You too. JR, thank you very much. All of you guys, I appreciate it very very much. I really do. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. Yep. Thanks, guys.